Yeah, we got to have you close the podcast with a beatbox.
Okay.
All right, you should just do the whole podcast as Al Littner.
Yeah.
Just Al Littner. Nick couldn't be here.
These crappies are in a suspended pattern up off the bottom. I'm biting on wax worms and 3/4 ounce jig head.
I'm just going to start recording and then we'll just jump into it whenever. And that way I have it.
Hey, we're here at the 2019 ATA show in Louisville, Kentucky. Depends on who you're asking. It's Louisville for locals, Louisville for everyone else in the world. Home of the Louisville Slugger.
That's right.
Kentucky Exposition Center. I am Steve. There's Kurt.
Hey, everyone.
Eric.
How's it going?
And three random dudes.
I know it.
We found these dudes that are like, hey, can we sit in with you guys? We're like, yeah, you guys are.
We'll give you a chance.
Red Arrow TV?
That's us. Right. Kip Shambles.
Well, thank you guys for taking the time to jump on the show. You guys are my idols, man, to be honest, and I'm. This is pretty cool. This is like the pinnacle for me to have all three of you guys on one podcast. So
we're going to retire right after this.
Yeah, well, thanks. We appreciate that, Kurt, but you really should set the bar and goals a little higher than we're your idols, boy. Yeah, we need to talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I grew up watching you guys, you know, it kind of I look at you guys being up that top tier level, and you guys are the major influencers of the industry, and everybody else that wants a TV show or has a TV show is kind of trying to mimic the Bone Collector like feel. You know what I mean? And so,
wow, yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's awesome having you guys here. So thank you for taking the time,
dude. Thank y'all, and I can tell you, Nick and T-Bone and I, we listen to you guys a lot. Y'all do one phenomenal job, man. And even T-Bone, it's funny, we was running late, and T-Bone's like, dude, we got to get over there, man. Working class bow hunter, we got to get over there, dude. Come on, let's go. And I'm like, me too, man. We was running tardy, so thanks for getting us in here late. But it's funny, you were just talking, man. We appreciate those comments. Nick and T-Bone and I just had a chance to sit down and talk with Chuck Adams for a long time.
Right.
Like it's funny, and Chuck was talking about that chain, how one thing leads to the next, and how the next generation leads to the next. And he was talking about what really Fred Bear did for him, and then from Fred Bear it was Pope and Young, and then from Pope and Young it was Ishii. And how really to kind of fit in that chain, and even what you guys doing now, there's somebody listening. It's like, dude, I look up to those guys, and so I mean, I think that's all. And it's something Chuck said that I think it hit me hard. I hadn't stopped thinking about it. Was he's talking about when hunting and when you're hanging around like this, and ATA and the campfires and the talking and looking at trail cam pictures, you think about that. He said there's an eternal smile that comes within the soul that hunting brings, and you're smiling, and it's funny, man. We're sitting there now, and we're kind of just smiling.
Yeah.
We don't even know what we're going to talk about other than just hunting and having a good time. And it makes us smile because we're in the same camp. So
and then talk, adding to that, everybody gets hung up on killing big deer and the testosterone and macho and everything, and what we discussed there with Chuck. But like this podcast here is that it's the working class bow hunter, and it's so lighthearted. I mean, we do so many podcasts, but we enjoy it so much because I mean, I'm going to say it again. It's Billy Joe Lunch Bucket. Everybody out there can relate to shooting slick heads and going to work and coming back, and the fun part of getting to go hunting in the afternoons and on the weekends is just something that we love to celebrate. So this podcast is just what we're looking for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how does
Appreciate
this
that.
relate to Nick Munt, being that he's so rich and got a hot wife?
Yeah, that was my that was my segue.
I mean, does he have to step away
was that
now?
a good segue?
Because occasionally, the working
You're
man's
50% right.
Yeah, 50% right.
he gets the American
we were
dream.
gonna leave him out, but I was gonna talk to you about that. But I was gonna feel bad, if you had to watch while we're recording. So, but kind of a sympathy thing, So.
In the video,
was a
he's
heck-
just in the background sitting
Watching.
there.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a
Hold on,
segue, wasn't
I
it?
got to go get a kiss. Hold on.
Good thing she wasn't listening.
Yeah,
That's right. She missed it.
What else said? Cue the Hallmark music.
Yeah, exactly. We know you see Nick's wife over here. She's been hanging with us at ATA, and it's funny. I told T-Bone, I said, man, Mallory Munt has now got Nick on this unbelievable program. Nobody could ever get him on the schedule. So he's now, we call him Hallmark. That's his new nickname. He's got you got a pug, you got
Yep.
chickens,
Pug, chickens,
chicken coop, and tater
kids.
patch, and
Yeah,
onions.
yeah. We got a garden.
Garden, a wine cellar, and fine cigars. He's like
Fine cigars.
He's got fake snow on his blowing wax. He's in Minnesota. He didn't have to worry about fake snow. It's real. It's
That's
real.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
or the career at the end of the Hallmark deal, the career thing. I don't know about that either.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we're living the exact opposite life. And this year, my lady kicked me out. I sleep in my parents' basement on a bunk bed built for children.
Dude,
Wow.
welcome
I'm
to
living
my
the
world.
dream,
I ain't been
brother.
there, man. We'll
Living the
been there.
American dream, I'm telling you what.
Unless you've lived in a goat barn that a wife has kicked you out of a nice house into a goat barn, you hadn't really, Cameron Haynes, what he does is nothing compared to what he's had to live
I
in.
love that Steve made a point to bring that up, and it's all true.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's all true. Very true.
I did get the turtle, so.
Yeah, and I'm not lying either.
Well, what you guys were talking about, how just kind of the family of like hunting, we get asked a lot. Don't you guys ever run out of stuff to talk about if you do it every week? I'm like, no, we definitely don't.
Our level of IQs, we never stop talking. Yeah, especially me.
Same way.
I always got something to
So
say.
you guys brought that feel though too, to go back to that a little bit, to hunting shows really, and I think it started with, I have all the monster buck. I have them on the first few on VHS, but I think that all started with the 3D tournaments that you guys did between the hunts, and then fired off from there because people love that stuff, and then Real Tree Road Trips brought that flavor all over in there, and then you guys continue it on. It's just awesome. So do you guys think? What do you think of the current state of the hunting industry when it comes like the hunting show thing? Is it good? Do you think?
I mean, I guess I can start. I know Nick and
Kind
T-Bone
of
have
a hard
something
segue.
Yeah,
Sorry
I mean,
there.
it is. No, but
Well-
I think it's something to be talked about. We've been talking about a lot. That is the one thing we talked about with Chuck Adams for a long time. I think we're in a good place when it comes to the opportunity we have for media. I mean, look, we can sit around, put these podcasts together. Everybody with a camera and opportunity to hunt that has a passion can put together their show. You got social media. You got YouTube. You got Carbon Media. You got Outdoor Channel, Pursuit. You got all these networks that we can put content out there and have assets and share what hunting's about. I think the biggest thing that's missing that makes me afraid a little bit is somewhat dangerous, and I'm taking words again from Chuck, but it's how I feel is, again, that smile. If we're afraid to smile about it and afraid to say how easy it could be, or in some cases how hard it really is,
Right.
and just everything in between, the fun of hanging out, and whether shooting a dove on a dove stool and hanging out with your favorite beverage and cooking the chili in camp, and whether you shoot a 6-pointer or a new booner and kind of take the male ego out of it and have fun with it. If we represent that, I think hunting has every aspect to be fun to anybody.
Yeah.
In every race, every religion, even the Democrats and conservatives. Well, maybe not all, but most some. we can all enjoy camping.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think we're in a decent spot, but I think we really got to tone it down and take a lot of the seriousness out of it and get back to having fun. I mean, one reason we was excited to come on here, we have fun listening to what y'all got to say. Y'all down to earth, and it's fun to be able to talk shop and not have to worry about what
Right.
you say, and just have a good time and laugh and cut up. There's nothing wrong, man. Laughter and smiles are fun. If you shoot a squirrel, you're gonna be happy holding him up. If you hike 10 miles through the Arctic and shot a muskox, you're going to be happy.
Right,
It ain't
yeah.
like you got to frown and sell it with a grimace. And I think it's
Right.
easier to sell things with a smile than it is, than the tough guy image. And,
Yeah.
and so that's my only thing.
Yeah, we say it all the time. No one can argue with a smile. I mean, nobody just says,
Right.
"Oh, golly, what's his smile?" Ugh, I hate that smile.
Yeah, and getting people involved and getting people into hunting is what I think more of the industry needs to concentrate on, rather than putting yourself on the pedestal. We need to spread the word of getting people in and growing the industry, because it's getting smaller, and instead of alienating people and making them feel small and like they can't accomplish what other people have done, like we were talking to Chuck Adams earlier, just passing that on to people and getting them excited about getting out there and getting new people involved. And that's what I think people that have TV shows and the platform, even on the internet shows and stuff like that. That's the key, is just to try to get as many people in and get them going.
I think you guys do a really good job of being a nice face. I mean, you guys are all good looking. T-Bone's the best looking.
T-Bone is hot.
T-Bone.
At the risk of sounding sissy, T-Bone's a hot man.
I didn't think this early in I'd have to dig for my wallet to pay the guy for them compliments. But
don't worry, this one's on the house.
Oh, thank you.
But, you guys do a really good job. I mean, the dynamic you guys got, you have a very enjoyable product to watch. I'm a fan. I watch a lot of TV. You can tell by how my body's shaped. And you guys are – that whole statement that you just said, everything rings true. I mean, you got to get people in, and I think you guys are doing good at bringing people in. And we had a conversation with Greg Ritz yesterday, and the way that dude spoke, and I just was mesmerized. And the way he was talking about how to get people in, very well spoken. And it's great that we have guys like you and him that are trying to protect and expand our passion. That we're all passionate about this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you got guys that are very well spoken, very good looking, and I appreciate what you guys do, because you get a jackass like me. I might be pushing some people away, but I'm glad you guys can get out there and do what you do.
Well,
thank you, man,
and I appreciate that. And like I said, but that's the cool thing. It takes everybody. Take the different personalities out there, and you take all the opportunity that is there, and I think that's just it. That hunting is fun. It's for everybody. I mean, I've got kids. I've got 5 kids actually, and Nick and T-Bone are not 2 of them. But
I was going to say
I babysit them. They babysit me. We look after each other. So we're like an episode of Step Brothers or that movie all the time. But when it gets down to it, hunting, everybody can do it. I mean, black, white, Mexican, Chinese.
Yeah, it's for everybody.
It don't matter.
Right.
And really, it's getting tougher when it comes to some of the financial opportunities where you can hunt for the enjoyment of it. And asked about the state industry. The only thing I would expand on that is, I think the biggest thing I think the industry needs to pay attention to, and I'll say this loud, I'd say it to the ATA Association, I'd say it at SHOT Show, I'd say it to every big conglomerate or privately owned company. The industry is not important. It's the people who support the industry that makes the industry. And so if we forget the strife and the real-life battles that these good old country boys and girls, or even the city slicker that's trying to get out of New York City to go to the country to hunt a squirrel, rabbit, or deer, if we forget the struggles that they go through, and if you're a personality or TV show or podcast and we don't understand that, and we get our own little bubble of these meetings, and we get our own little bubble of hunting the places we get to hunt. Me, Nick, and T-Bone are spoiled. We get to hunt some unbelievable spots. We hadn't lost our roots or our way in that, but it makes us appreciate it. If you grow up in southern Georgia and, you literally kill a 6-pointer and you strap them across the hood and ride them around to literally the reef. Like, we better get him. I mean, we got bacteria growing on his ham back here. We better get into the process.
Same thing where I'm from in South Dakota.
Same deal.
Hunting public land.
So when you go to Iowa and we get a chance to hunt a place like that, or maybe Texas, where you can throw out a bucket of corn and there's a Pope and Young standing there sometimes within 30 minutes after the corn feeder comes off.
Sometimes up to his knees in corn.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But I think the industry is afraid to even talk about that kind of thing because that makes him less of a man, less of a hunter.
Yeah.
I enjoy it all. I enjoy doing everything. And so we got to realize that these people that all across the country, from Pennsylvania, Michigan, out in Dakotas where Nick is, they have real struggles. They're trying to keep the light bill on. They're working 5 to 7 days a week sometimes, and 40 to 80 hours a week, and they're doing everything they can to try to figure out how to keep the light bill, pay the mortgage, keep their kids in dance class or playing baseball, football, to attend those softball games, those baseball games, to make sure that they have one at least romantic dinner sometime within there with their wife, and then the hustle and bustle of that, to get away on a Saturday afternoon to go hunt a hunting club that's got 30 other members that everybody's trying to hunt some one buck, and here we are, jerks or assholes in the industry saying, well, you shouldn't shoot it unless he's 5.5 years old. And it's like, dude, I ain't even had a chance to put a trail camera out. I'm deer hunting.
Right.
So don't make me feel like a lesser person for
Right.
doing it. And so I think sometimes that we got to go back and really connect back to, we've got 11 million licensed hunters left. That don't count all the people in West Virginia. They never thought about buying a license. That counts the people we can't count. But and realize that, keep in mind,
West
what was it,
Virginia.
T-Bone? 3 years ago, we had 13 million.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years, we've lost 2 million hunters.
2.5 million
that's
we've
insane.
lost in the
We
last
got to
6
find
years.
out. We got to remember who those guys are. And guess what? We're looking at them right here. They're on this podcast. They're right here. Some of them are running businesses, but they forgot because we have become in this bubble.
Yep.
And we can be just like Hollywood if we ain't careful. That even though we good old country boys eating collard greens and cornbread, we have forgotten that we used to hunt that club over there on the Meade property in South Georgia, and we got all these members to share that. Try hunting a Georgia Pacific, and you like to turkey hunt, and you got 200 acres, and all of a sudden 6 people show up to listen for a turkey on it. That's hard.
That's real tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so anyway.
Yep,
I
and
love
then-
that, though. I do. Everything you just said is just so spot on. It's insane.
Yeah, and then we've got to, just to add to that, everybody looks at us, and we're by all means, we'll shout it from the rooftops. We're glad that we do have the platform that we do, and we can reach more people about getting more people hunting in the industry, and everybody looks at, we got to bring the kids up. Absolutely, we got to bring the kids up, but with us being down 2.5 million hunters, we need to get the neighbor that's looking over the fence like, what are you doing over there skinning that deer? Instead of giving him the bird, invite
Bring
him
him
over
over,
there,
yeah.
bring him
have him
over,
help,
give him an adult beverage,
Give him a cut.
and talk to him, cook a meal for him, grill some steaks out.
Yeah.
Explain to him all that goes into what we're hunting about. It's more than just a kill. It's 365 days a year, shopping at your favorite store, shooting 3D tournaments, bow fishing. There's so much that goes into it that actually, for lack of a better terminology, you build and then festering a pimple, and then when you kill that deer, the pimple pops.
Right.
What an analogy. But anyway.
It scared the hell out of me.
Must have been a back pimple.
But anyway, we
That was
need to
big.
explain that. So everybody looks at us at doing that. By all means, we're so proud to do so, and we're just a common guy that's been given this platform, and we're proud to do so. But it's every guy that does hunt. Anybody. If you're a sheetrock hanger and you hunt, tell the guys at work how good. Drag them hunting, and before you know it, we can get those numbers turned around, and we can start growing again. Because we got so many distractions, and we're losing more land, and there's so many more distractions for kids out there today to keep them growing up like what we did. And I couldn't wait to get outside. I mean, now
times
kids,
have
you just
changed
about
now,
got to
man.
keep the
Instant
kids out there.
gratification, too, all the devices you get.
Take an iPad everywhere you go. To
whatever,
go
Yeah,
eat it.
exactly.
Whatever you want to see, you just type it in. It's right there. And
I was eating with my brother-in-law, and my nephew was with him. He's like 8, and we're eating there, and he's on his iPad, and he goes, I don't know what to do. They doesn't want to just sit there. And I told him, I was like, hey, you remember when I was a little kid, I just sat there and hung out. I was like, it's kind of cool that you have your iPad. You can do that. But that's how crazy it is. They have to take iPad to just go eat dinner at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's insane.
There's no
so
doubt.
that's not helping.
No.
You don't want to go outside and play and get cold and hunt for deer when it's nice and warm and you're on your iPad. So, if you can make it fun for them and get them into it,
I can
that's a
remember
big deal.
coming back in, my hands and face would be blue. I'd come in for like 30 minutes, just enough to warm up, and I'd go right back out, man.
that was frosting, though.
Yeah.
That was frosty.
Hey, I think a good.
I just caught it. I was laughing, and I really just caught it.
I think
I almost said, you mean frostbite? And then I got it too, frosting, yeah.
Sorry, sorry, T-Bone.
Yeah, Emily down the street had birthday cake.
dude, I think a good way to get a kid out is if you get the brand new launched Bone Collector Rhino Blind.
There you go.
Yep.
Thought I'd throw it in there. I was
thank
looking
you.
at one over there.
Thank you for that shameless plug.
Look at that plug.
We seen that yesterday, and it's the only blind in Realtree Timber, and golly, that thing's roomy. I mean,
It
it's
is.
spacious.
Yeah, they
Sweet.
are awesome. It is. I was going to take a nap in there earlier. Man, that's great.
That's T-Bone saying that, so
Yeah.
you know it's
Yeah,
you know it's roomy.
White and I played a game of knee football in there.
Exactly.
Knee football.
I got a first down almost.
I scored 3 touchdowns.
Did you guys see the frosting wrapper in there too? Foil lid.
It's got snack pockets on the inside.
Shifting gears a little, you guys have the Booger Bottom USA just launched.
Yeah.
Yes, and I will say, I know I can say this for Nick and T-Bone. We're really excited and scared to death of the show at the same time.
Really?
Because, it's a lot more behind the scenes, a lot more transparent. We all talk a lot, but I've never had cameras in my bedroom, or that I knew of. I'm not saying I'm a legend.
Better start checking them teddy bears that are in there.
Exactly, and so it's really been strange and awkward, and obviously anytime you do a show like that, you're going to be compared to Duck Dynasty, which I take as a compliment. But
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking the
obviously-
Kardashians, actually.
Exactly. I'm saying if we can't get Kim
Same
on.
Keeping
exact
up with the
thing.
Kardashians of Booger Bottom.
Yeah, there's
Guess
about
who's
as
got
much
the big
drama.
booty of the
Yeah.
show?
Nick, nice. Which one's launching the makeup line?
Yeah, I got my own
Exactly.
fragrance. Skunk patch.
Skunk Patch, the Skunk Patch Kids. But it's been fun, and I will say, like, we just had our first show air, and that was what was the pilot show. And
Sure.
to be honest, we didn't have a clue how what it was going to be like, and it was tough shooting that first episode because it was different. It's not we were real spontaneous and stuff, and we had that opportunity to do that, but. The way the cameras are all set up are different than the hunting shows, so it was a little bit intimidating. So, there was a little stage fright, a little bit. So as the series progressed, I feel like it gets a lot better, and I feel like you finally just have to say, look, I'm not worrying about this camera being here.
Yeah, you find your groove
I'm
a little more.
gonna walk into this house, and I ain't gonna worry about it, and I'm gonna do this, and I know my wife's waiting, or I know Nick's there, and here's what's about happen. In some cases, that a lot of times that. Okay, we're going to be going here and doing this, and so you just do it and not worry about it and spit like you're doing here on this podcast.
Yeah,
so it took us a while to get used to that because it was out of our element. Typically got a bow and arrow, turkey call in hand, and so and our deal is we're not doing it because we hope we become a star or something that we want it. We hope it grows viewers to the network, and so if they discover this and somebody out there likes that, well, maybe they'll find Bone Collector, maybe they'll find Pat and Nicole's show, maybe they'll find Lee and Tiffany or the Drury's and
interest
stuff.
them to learn to hunt in general.
All of us who watch, we already watch those shows, and we enjoy them or nitpick them or whatever it is we take in them. So we'll see, man. It's been a challenge.
I'm glad you guys are doing that.
The characters, though, on the show, Michael's cousins, his dad, all the people that live around Booger Bottom, authentic, real characters.
Right.
I mean,
it's not made
some
up.
of the stuff that you're going to see on this show,
Wow.
like with his cousins, I mean, you want to talk about wacky.
Yeah, they asked me.
They are awesome, and they don't try to be.
No, they don't. No, it's not any.
It's just
it's
natural
not acting.
for 'em.
It's not
Oh, yeah.
acting. They asked me when the Outdoor Channel producers asked me. They said, "Well, what do you think about your family and how do you, if they're on here some?" I said, "Well, some of my family. I promise you, we're gonna make the Robertsons look like yuppies." And I'm not putting down or building up. This is a fact. I mean, people ask, "Is Booger Bottom's real?" It is a real area that people know of, and we all have a Booger Bottom. Everybody, no matter where you're at, there is a. Might not be called Booger Bottom, but it's that area.
Right.
Coon Holler over there. Don't go over there. Or whatever it is. Whatever. And so. Of course, my cousins are so excited. If you go follow them on Facebook, they are stars. They are equal to the Kardashians right now.
They might be after people see it.
How they act to having cameras around all the time.
Dude, it's funny. We've had cameras on us for situations, and we were more nervous than they were. They didn't give a rat's butt. They walked right in there. They were just walking in, tap dancing. They didn't. I thought that was going to be the
start
toughest
the
thing.
episode off with a half a gallon of vodka. I mean,
That is very true.
You know why they're so? I'm pretty sure I've seen those guys on live PD a couple times.
You have, I'm
You
sure,
have.
and probably had a Bone Collector shirt on. They were on a couple other episodes, Cops and Live PD before this.
and
Gotta make phone calls. Stop wearing our stuff when you're out doing
telling
bad
everybody,
things.
Free
telling everybody,
advertisement.
hey, we're Michael Waddell's cousins.
He's
Oh,
gonna come
great.
bail me out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll call him on his elk hunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Then you guys.
say,
Oh, go ahead.
if we're more nervous than they are, I'd say we need to visit their same pharmacy.
I'm scared to know where that's at.
That's awesome.
I think El Chapo closed down. Huh?
But super fun, man. It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be a ride. I have not watched it yet, but it looked awesome from what I did see in the trailer.
Dude, I would
Each
be-
episode will get better and better too.
I would be so nervous to have cameras like that around me because the amount of pro wrestling theme songs I listen to on a daily basis, I would just get so comfortable. Like I come out like stone cold. I come out of the bathroom.
You could get into character.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude!
for
I would
sure
forget
you
there's
could.
cameras there, and then I'd be
We'll
like,
keep
well,
that in mind when we need that character. I was like, I know the guy.
dude,
I
I will
know.
Now you're
never
going to have to
pull
play
around-
this song 7 times in a row, but he will get there.
Yeah, I'm never going to be able to run for political office when that footage leaks.
and then you guys just fired off season 11, right? A Bone Collector.
That is correct. I can't even believe it's
Congratulations on
I
that,
know,
guys.
That's awesome.
Gone by so fast. It's crazy.
That is
been on.
crazy.
It's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
And I have. I mean, we've had a lot of fun. I mean, we fight and bicker, but in the end, man, we have the best time. Even here, man. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes we might not go to all the little get ups and shindigs.
Yeah.
Me and T-Bone have last. He's ordered the same pizza from Domino's the last 2 nights, and the first night
I was out partying, man. Don't tell
exactly.
me.
He was out partying.
He was doing keg stands.
we still come here. We room together and hang out, and we just have a good time. And if there's something that we don't like about each other, we typically air it out pretty quick. And
I was going to ask about that because you guys are always together working and doing that. Is there just a time where you're like, I can't stand you right now? Like, I got to go away.
I think they would probably be pissed at me more than I'm pissed at them.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, like we're all kids, but there's somebody that's got to say, no, we got to do that. Now, typically in real life, that's T-Bone. T-Bone's the responsible one. But like I think when it comes to
That's scary, right
yeah,
there.
It is.
I was watching
It is.
I was watching T-Bone give you the eye. I was like, that's the output.
No, I mean, he's right, and it's scary.
No, it is. I mean, even me is sometimes I feel like in meetings I get to have to be the serious one, and I don't like to be. But I'm usually the one. I'm sitting here, and we're all the ladies in our life. I tell you, I mean, we're literally 45-year-old men. That's probably about 10 to 12, and we can just draw a little bit more draw weight on our bows than those kids can. But sometimes there'll be decisions to be made, or whether it's budget, or are we going to do this, or how are we going to fly, if we're rooming together, or where are we going to stay. And then of course we got Jackson Bishop's in the office, and we got our producers Cohen Stone and Ryan Wake, and there's a lot of behind the scenes. But a lot of times it's like I have to be the serious one, like, no guys, we're going to do it this way. And sometimes it's like, no, dude, and like, yeah, we got to do it this way. Or a big argument with Nick used to be, it's funny, we'd lay out our hunt schedule every year. It's like, dude, I think I can score us a couple tags and go here. I think it's going to cost this to get there, and we got to look in these permits. And Nick's like Nick, but I know you already said you had an Iowa tag, so you're not going to be able to go there. And he's like, dude, yes, I was planning on it. I'm like, how are you going to do it? And he's like, well, if I get killed in 2 days here, I'll be there on a Wednesday. And Mallory's probably laughing if she's hearing this. And he'll be dead serious, like, Nick, there's no way in hell you can do both. I can do it. I've waited my whole life to hunt, and this is what I want to do. And I'm like, how are we going to do it? And he's like, okay, let T-Bone.
So a funny story is we're hunting. We're going to go on this elk hunt on the Navajo Nation, and Michael and I are going to go on the hunt. Well, I drew a sheep tag in Idaho. So when my sheep hunt was going on, was right when it was kind of coming to an end is when this elk hunt was going to go. Well, at that time, the former Primos guys were filming a show for us. So I said, I'm going to get that sheep tag done, and then I'm going to go to Navajo and we'll go on this elk hunt. And I was like, you're never going to make that. You can't make it. And I'm like, I know I'm going to make it. It'll be fine. I'll get there. I'm just going to drive straight from there to there. He's like, no, what we're going to do is we're going to send the hardcore guys on that hunt. Yeah. And I was just heartbroken, Well, those guys went down there. They shot a 396 and a 427 bull. I was so mad.
You were heartbroken.
Man, how did that text message go?
And I got done early. I shot a big ram, and I got out of there, and I could have made it easy. So.
It's so funny, man. All true stories.
That's awesome. I just figured people would like to hear that dynamic because, they don't get to see all that. Or even
the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, the major, deep behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, Booger Bottom USA does kind of
it
does get into
touches on that.
Yeah.
Not last year, but in years past, for 3 different summers, we take 3 weeks, and we did a bus tour. So we'd go around two stores a day. We'd stop at independent retailers, just kind of celebrating, the smaller stores, the mom and pop shops and stuff like that. People that are here at the ATA show. So we all loaded up on a bus, us 3 and then 2 or 3 other guys. And this bus is not one like for country music where it has bunks and stuff like that.
Right.
It's got one king-size bed in the back, and then it had couches up in the front that would turn out. Well, we took the walk-in closet because it's made for like a retirement couple or something other. So it had a walk-in closet, and they turned it into a bunk. And I'm talking small. It was just a bunk, but it's smaller width-wise than a regular twin bed.
Like a Kenneth Lancaster-sized bunk.
Yeah, exactly. and guess who got to sleep in there?
Oh,
That's right. I was in the closet.
Lots of butter, fellas. Lots of butter.
I slept in the closet. So
T-Bone, you were in the closet?
Yeah,
he was in the
closet. Yeah, I'd come out every day. So anyway, we'd sleep there. And actually, I posted a picture a time or two where all 3 of us were in the bed like this, like watching TV.
Watching cartoons.
Yeah, so we're watching cartoons.
Popcorn all over it. Yeah, eating cereal.
But
a bunch of crumbs in the bed.
But after spending 7 or 8 days on a bus, I mean, that's when you test how you're going to get along with someone.
Right, yeah,
And I think
definitely.
we all, not that we hated each other by then, it was just like, ooh, I need a break. And sometimes we'd stop and say, we're going to stay at a hotel. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to stay at a hotel tonight. Yeah.
You guys go in the hotel, I still sleep in the bunk. I kind of made it my home.
That's
Yeah.
funny. One thing I wanted to ask you guys, being this far into season 11's insane. What's something that you haven't done that you want to do for the show for Bone Collector?
For me, Michael speaking here, the one thing, and it's crazy, I've been blessed to hunt most everything on my bucket list, and I have never had a chance to try to get a big brown bear or grizzly bear with my bow and arrow. That's one thing I would like to do. I had a chance to hunt brown bear and got one with a rifle, but never with a bow and arrow. And so, believe me, I'm not complaining that I've not. I've had a chance to do so much. And so it's not about, oh, look at me, I did this. It's just that would be one thing I would love to do.
Goal. That would be awesome.
And that's really the last thing on my bucket list. I've never been like a Jim Shockey type of personality. It's like I want to hunt, Mongolia.
Go all over the weird spot, ibex and stuff.
Go chase an anteater in Colombia or something. Wherever they live. I don't even know where they live.
Well, I want to do all that.
Yeah, Nick is. I say, Nick, there's some kind of Asian strand of grasshoppers out there. And he's like, dude, let's go do it. Let's go stomp them.
We're going to blow dart gun. We got him, son.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to do is finish my super slam. That's the one thing,
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I've always wanted to get a mountain goat. I've
that'd be
killed
awesome.
a few sheep. Obviously, I want to finish out my sheep slam and get the doll sheep and stone. But a mountain goat and like Waddell said with the brown bear with the bow, both would be phenomenal.
Insane.
Mountain
That would be
goat
insane.
is at the top of my
T-Bone
list.
dated a mountain goat, but he's never hunted them.
She was
I mean, if you're asking, I mean, I've not killed an elk with a bow yet. I want to do that. And then I also, my biggest bucket list would be a moose. I'd like to kill a Yukon moose with a bow.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But honestly, if that never happened, I'm comfortable with if I don't get to do anything else and just maybe some more of the same of what we've done. I am just totally blessed.
We've been really blessed.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I want to shoot I'm real big into bow fishing. I love bow fishing, and one of the bucket lists there is I want to shoot a Mako shark off the coast of California.
Oh, that would be cool. That's awesome.
That'd be insane.
I do want to do
That's
that.
rad.
That would be
sweet. Rad.
You know what?
Dope.
We give each other a lot of crap.
Dope.
T-Bone, we always say T-Bone, loves bow fishing so much because the fish, they don't run when you crackle that Cheetos bag, That's why he loves bow fishing so much.
That's awesome.
Well, if you drop a few in, that's like some food for him.
That's chum.
Exactly.
Yeah,
chum.
Who would have thought? Sharks
Cheeto in
have
the water.
Cheetos.
Well, guys,
Hey,
I
baby,
figured
go to a
we'd
slow
hit you
roll.
with a little rapid-fire segment. We'll just ask a question, just a quick answer. If you feel like you got to explain, you can, but you don't have to. These are supposed to be difficult. They might not be.
Okay.
The first one, if Waffle House only had 2 items on its menu, which item would you pick? Would you pick the All-Star Special, which is waffle, eggs, grits, toast? You guys all know the drill here. Or biscuits and gravy with just a mess of waffles? Those are the only 2 menu items, and you got to pick one.
Biscuits and gravy all day long.
All-star special for me.
All-star special.
All day
Okay,
long.
and, man, that was easier
was
than
quick.
I thought. All right.
Right.
Well,
Not
you
really
know,
the cheesesteak. You didn't have cheesesteak.
Yeah,
on it.
Texas cheesesteak.
I tried to get the
best.
breakfast menu, I was trying to go there.
Texas cheesesteak.
I
We
know
can
that-
recite the menu if you'd like us to.
Exactly. Scatter some other chunks.
T-Bone's like, actually, I got it tattooed right on my inner.
You can get the whole menu for like $5.40.
Love it.
You can too. It's awesome.
That's the best.
This one, Scent Crusher, common partner of ours here. Scent Crusher or shower?
Scent crusher.
Just sit in the truck for about 20 minutes.
It's way easier, isn't it?
Yeah. You do that. We just try to get the roller bag and stuff Steve down
And that's
in there,
not
but-
that's not a sponsor plug. That's just a little laziness.
We got Dan Drake working on some sort of prototype that's like underpants with a generator in the front for Steve. But
boy.
it's going through some rigorous testing. We can't find a unit that's powerful enough to keep that.
bogging the motor down.
Yeah.
Hell, man. Hey,
They
man.
got one. They just changed it, getting a muffler put on it.
He's got to put some glass packs on it or something to really get her
Oh,
rolling.
yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I want a cherry blaster on the back of that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, best day of turkey hunting or your best day of deer hunting?
Deer.
Oh, deer hunting.
Turkey.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, all right.
Goofballs. What are you talking?
Goofballs.
Typical deer. If you had to pick your dream typical deer or your dream non-typical deer, which would you pick?
I'd be typical. I mean, like if I had one or the other.
Yeah.
Just a huge typical.
Yeah.
Well, Nick's would score a world record either way you scored it. So
Typical.
And then I guess that's all we got. I know you guys got a busy schedule. I appreciate you guys coming out and doing this. It really means a lot to us.
we're good. We're enjoying sitting down. Keep on going.
Exactly.
All right, in that case, guys, who's your favorite pro wrestler then?
Man, now you done
Hulk
opened
Hogan.
up a can of worms.
Here we go.
Hulk
70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s.
Man, go for it. You go Bruno Sammartino all the way up to Shinsuke
Hulk
Nakamura.
Hogan. Man,
Whoever you
I
want.
honestly used to, every Sunday, man, I'd get out of church with my parents, go to Sunday school, go to church, get home, and I couldn't wait to see if Hulk was going to be on the Sunday. I've always loved Hulk Hogan.
I even go back like this would have been 70s, but like wrestler number 2, an Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Give me 5.
Yeah.
I never thought
Way to
I
go,
would see
Jabroni.
this happen
Yeah,
in my
no,
life.
exactly.
Never.
He makes a wrestling reference on every podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I never thought I would watch you guys high five over a wrestling reference.
Especially
Listen to
the
this.
Iron Sheik.
I'm about to blow your mind.
All right, here
I'm
we
about
go.
to blow your mind.
Hey, can I say mine?
No, let me tell the story.
Okay.
Could you drop some
This is
knowledge
quick.
right here?
I'm going to Immokalee, Florida one time to turkey hunt. I'm going down there. I'm flying into Fort Myers. And obviously we don't buy first class tickets. We're working class like you guys. But we've flown enough. I've got like 2 million miles, literally. So I'm a platinum flyer on Delta. I get upgraded to the first class seat. I go to sit down. I'm showing, you know, I got your little bag, and I'm like, heck yeah, I've got the upgrade. And I'm going there and look, and who am I sitting beside? 450 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, Dusty Rhodes.
No
The
way.
American Dream, Dusty
Yes.
Rhodes.
That's who I was going to pick. I ain't lying.
The son of a plumber daddy, Ric Flair. I've
There it
wined and
is.
dined with King
Woo!
and Queen.
I'd never
Sweats and
seen this
alleys
going
and
this
pork
way.
and beans, daddy. Dude, I've got a picture to show you then.
No way.
It's awesome. It got shared. It's got like Ric Flair, Arn Anderson. I'll show you guys after
Dude,
this.
that's real old school. That's the
awesome.
deal, man.
I never thought this
Man,
would
you guys
happen
love
to me.
Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Oh, hey, I got a good one for you. Lex Luger. Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Way
yeah.
back. Okay,
Looked like
so,
he had ham hocks on his
yep.
shoulders.
I'm so out of this conversation.
I am.
don't
I don't
any
know.
wrestlers.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's
Oh,
going on.
wait, we'll get him talking about
yeah.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
He's into that.
You're a
Me
Justin Timberlake fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Me-
yeah.
yeah. He played last night in Atlanta, and I'm up here with you guys.
It sucks to suck, man.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're at the airport, and me and Jesse Moorhead, and Jesse Moorhead goes up. He goes, "There's Lex Luger." This was a long time ago, 20 years ago. Walks up to Lex Luger, and he bumps him like that, just kind of bumps him, and he's acting like he's writing on his hand. He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "How do you spell your name?" And he goes, "Lex." And he goes, "What are you writing down?" He goes, "I'm writing down people's names that I can whoop their butt." And he goes, "You can't whoop my butt." And Jesse goes, "Yep, I'll take your name off of there."
The total package was about to hand out
Yeah.
a total ass whooping.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
That's insane.
yeah, it was funny.
I never thought I would see you guys high five over wrestling references.
Oh, yeah, I
Never.
love it.
I love Stone
loved it.
Cold too,
I
man. I
loved
know.
it.
He's,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I talked. And speaking of podcasts, Stone Cold had me on his podcast.
He's an
one
awesome
time. And dude,
podcast.
I was like, man. Speaking of my cousins on Booger Bottom, I said, "There's only 2 things that I've done that I think was worthy of them being super proud. It's not having a deal with Hoyt. They're proud of that." But I was on the Waffle House menu for real. Like Nick and T-Bone remember, I was holding a coffee cup and having a Realtree shirt on. And then I was on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast. So, like,
That's the
They were-
two.
oh,
Huh?
Waddy done made it.
We had Steve Austin's best friend on earlier. He's working with Element Outdoors, Teddy Fowler.
Is
He's
he
on.
really?
He's
Yeah.
on the podcast a lot. He lived down there in like Rockport, Texas.
God,
with
that's
them.
awesome. And he's such a cool cat.
Oh, yeah.
In Georgia, you know you've made it when you're on the Waffle House menu.
That is
Yeah.
big,
That's right.
man.
That's
Dude, that was-
huge.
That's huge.
That's huge.
This is
That's a Georgia Hall of Fame right
this
there.
is no lie. If you go to around Booger Bottom or Manchester, Georgia, Woodbury, any of my kin people, you get all these cool posters like in the booth. They'll have stuff we're signing with deer. The only thing that's framed in any of my aunts, uncles, or cousins' house is the Waffle House menu.
I say
An ad that I'm in.
That's
It's almost like these people flew the flag at half staff when Jeff Rowe Clampett died, and they're going there and they're like, "Look there, that's my cousin."
That's him.
Like, don't he work with Chevrolet? I'm not sure. But that's a Waffle House.
I'm not sure.
Chevrolet, Ford, don't matter. Here's a Waffle House menu.
Yeah,
And then
That's
they got
awesome.
They got that that little candle burning underneath it with the little, the little Spanish thing.
Where they light it with that long stick. Or no, you said they're pretty country, so they're probably getting pieces of uncooked spaghetti.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys have ever had to light stoves like that, but I've had a couple times.
Yeah.
Hey, he uses a Cheeto. They burn like crazy.
Yeah.
That's a
smart,
survival tactic.
Survival, yeah.
30 minutes.
That's right.
It's got to be good for your gut if it'll
Only if
burn.
T-Bone ate the survival tactic. Yeah. Hard to light one when it's gone.
I was on a flight back this summer with Diamond Dallas Page.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you do yoga with him?
He looks rough.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
He looks rough.
Yeah.
Well, he had the Super George Superfly on his head a couple of times.
Did you see that documentary where he is going around helping all the old wrestlers?
Yeah. I actually
NWO.
saw him in September. He walked right by. I had no clue he was going to be at this wrestling show. There's just Diamond Dallas Page, and then there's it was him, Tully Blanchard, and Magnum TA just walking right by me. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, I was like, dude, I didn't know these guys would be here. Hey, that was awesome.
Hey, since we're off subject on hunting, and I'm not hijacking it, but T-Bone, I want you to share with us and the people who might be still listening to this longer podcast. This went longer because we're getting excited. So tell us what you love about Justin Timberlake and the Backstreet Boys and stuff. I think macho men hunters with face paint on would like to know.
Look at him. He's speechless.
He's getting excited. He's getting
I
excited.
like the way he sings. I just like the music. It's got a good beat. It's easy to dance to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a good entertainer. He's funny.
His hair's thick and curly.
Hey, you know what though? I'm a huge LFO 98 Degrees fan. So hey, something about white boys that can sing.
It is. I mean, I respect Timberlake. I mean, I was.
You've seen him on Saturday Night Live. You text me, hey,
Bring it on
Bob.
down, homeless man.
Timberlake
My wife actually went. My wife went to see Justin Timberlake and brought T-Bone a Man of the Woods. If you hijack my wife and T-Bone's text, all it is Justin Timberlake. She loves him, and they're going back. And T-Bone, dude, join now. You can get $10 off fan club right now. And
you guys will go to Sephora together.
Yeah, and they do. And he bought her back a hat. And I ain't lying. She called me from the concert. I can still this. Hey, you ain't gonna believe it. T-Bone's gonna love it. I bought him. Take him back. You can hear this in the background. I just bought him a hat. That thing was like $45 or $50, and it's the cheapest hat I've ever seen. You get back, and it's like, I don't know, a 1976 Dan Fitzgerald hat. Bitter cold bucks.
$2 at best to make the hat.
What really happened is
Have you ever met him?
No, I bought T-Bone a hat.
Your hard
T-Bone was
work
proud
T-Bone
of it, boy.
Timberlake hat.
Have you ever met him, T-Bone?
No,
Never?
haven't. Yeah.
He's tweeted him about 650,000.
Does he ever respond?
I'm calling.
And sometimes I'll do that, like Waddell or Nick will kill a big deer or whatever. I'll say, hey, Justin, my buddy Nick just killed a 170. I just thought you'd like to know.
What if he's an anti-hunter? What would you do?
I don't think he is. I mean, I've
He's not even going to go there. He's not even going to give it a chance to potentially.
He's like, he's not.
Well,
He's like,
don't.
Nope.
Well,
he doesn't want him to be.
We're friends with Colt Ford, and Colt Ford has told us, because Justin likes golf, and he's a scratch golfer. Colt Ford is a scratch golfer, and he says that he hunts from Memphis, and he says he does hunt. Of course, he's not going to publicize it. His creative director, he's a hunter.
That's cool to know.
Dude,
how in the hell is he going to be a man of the woods?
Yep.
You got to
That's
get him
what
on
he's touring.
Booger Bottom
That's
somehow.
right.
Well, hey, a chicken
That's
of
what
the
you
woods,
do.
man, that don't get that.
Just
because
because
just gets cooked.
Just because you wear a sweater with woods on it doesn't mean you're a man of the woods.
That's
I
exactly
agree.
right.
Well,
Those are facts.
whatever he identifies as, we'll just throw it out there. We'll keep it open for everybody.
Got dark.
Everybody.
That's
I
awesome.
know Justin. He's got moves, but I'm
I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan. I love
I know.
entertainers. I love when entertainers are at the peak of their career and whatever they're doing. So
I
if you're
never
the top,
expected this to happen.
No,
love it.
No.
Hey, well, my T-shirt says it all. That's what I'm digging. Motley
awesome.
Crue.
That's awesome.
See, I like all that '80s.
Yeah, you and your
hairband.
boys are like super into music, which is awesome,
Love it.
and that's cool. Because
Love it.
I like watching the old video, seeing that you got him into playing guitar and singing. Now I saw a video online. I'm like, oh man, that's Waddell Son. He's incredibly talented.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
thank
really
you.
good, man. He came a long way fast.
He
too.
loves.
I mean,
He loves. He loves
something.
playing with Nick. Nick loves to sing. Actually, Nick's a good singer. I mean, we goof around, but he actually can sing. And
And
we'll
rap
sit
and
around and
beatbox,
play.
huh?
And ever since Mason was a kid, Nick would come over, and even to prove how childish Daddy and Uncle Nick is, or T-Bone. I remember one time Mason was probably, I don't know, he was probably 11, 12 maybe. And so Nick had bought a house right down the road from me. I live on Chattahoochee River, and so he bought him a river house or cabin. And so Nick was just right down the road. And he, about every other night, Nick would come over. And sometimes we'd go to his house, and he'd cook dinner. And my kids love Nick. Every kid loves Nick. And so I said, Nick, come over to Tiki Bar tonight. We're just going to jam a little bit, Mason. I'm gonna throw some chicken on or steak or whatever I forget. And say, I'll be right over here. And so all he had was a canoe. He didn't have a boat. Come canoeing over, 12-pack of Natty Lights. And, hey, man.
That's
so
awesome.
he'd come over. And so Nick and Mason and all of us. And so it's quick as I can get the story to go, but a kid that lived down the road that was in school with Mason named actually Kaysen was down, and he had been playing the guitar a little bit, so he got a guitar. So now Nick, Mason, and Kaysen are out there picking and playing, and they're singing and like, all right, Nick, Nick's like, all right, Mason, kick into old habits, let's go, Hank Williams Jr. They'd play it. And so finally they was actually sounding good, and I was over there watching like, man, it's pretty cool. So Nick's like, okay, dude, in my garage, we're gonna set up some drums. We're gonna start practicing. We're gonna start doing gigs, man. We're gonna we can start doing this, man. And so
all serious
it's funny,
about it.
My wife and I sitting back and looking. We're like, Mason's like in 5th grade, Okay, Uncle Nick. Yeah, all right.
I was going to get
this.
some of that epoxy, and epoxy the floor with the little sprinkles on it and get that all nice.
Right.
Nice.
Sealant.
So that was the first time you could just see Nick. He looked just like Kenny Powers, going through
He was having
awesome.
an Uncle Rico moment.
Right? How much you want to bet I'll throw that football over the mountain?
That's right.
That's so awesome.
Of course, by the time I'm thinking, like, what are they talking about? Like, I play bass. I play bass.
That's so awesome.
Can I sit in with you guys?
He was against us, and then his wife walked away, and he's like, that's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, oh, man.
But we can't set the drums up in my garage. She's going to be pissed. It's going to be too loud.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been
Dude.
fun. I'm glad we got to do hunting and then talk about wrestling. I would have been sad if we wouldn't have got to cover that.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, you know what's going to
I
happen.
really appreciate it, man.
What about The Rock, man? You a Rock fan?
Oh, I love The Rock. I
Yeah.
love what The Rock does now. Dude. He's just getting people to work out. He got Cameron Haynes to work out, man.
Did you just say that? Did he just say that? He looked me in the eyes and said that.
I'm saying I'm inspired. Like, I want to work out. I don't, but
You watch it on TV, though.
yeah. I watch him. I watch all his videos. I'm like, dude, he's really working out. I'm so inspired.
Yeah.
Here, let's go check out some Instagram hunters.
You just defined my life. I want to work out, but I like to eat pizza and watch Netflix. So
I like
just,
watching. I like that other
a little
people are
easier.
getting into working out, man. Like I
I
said,
do too. I enjoy watching them.
It's great.
You walked to the top of an anthill one time. That was cool.
oh yeah, no, and I had to sit down before I walked down. I know it's faster walking down, but man, my dogs are barking. I'll tell you what, I made friends with those ants. I'll tell you what, man.
So last night, it's funny talking about Cameron. We like Cameron, and but now it's kind of this thing. So Cameron is doing this workout and stuff, and so there's not a single time I don't see him. Immediately, I don't even say, "Hey," I start doing push-ups in front of him. He's like, the guy
Just get down. What's he do? Does he even react to it, or is he?
He kind of smiles a little bit, and
He thinks he's a jerk.
and so I don't know. I'm just a lot of these guys, but it's like I think that's another thing in the hunting industry where we come from. If you ain't picked on a little bit, nobody likes you, dude. It's like you get road, like they're picking on you about wrestling. You love, man. I get picked on about certain things. I talk too much, and I get picked on about that. And
right.
and
Well,
of
I
course,
must
Cameron,
really be loved then.
we love you, boy.
Shoot.
We love you.
Dude,
And
nobody likes
anybody.
Nick. Everyone's
More
got
than
good things to
anybody.
say about that guy.
I know it.
Something
But
I'd
Jim
like to see.
Shockey, we pick on man. Jim,
Yeah.
when he sees me, it's never like, "What's up, Waddell? Come here, buddy. I'm proud of what you do."
Yeah,
It's like,
giving you
"What in
shit.
the hell was that you said? That's the dumbest thing." Like, I ain't hunting an anteater. At least I'm hunting a freaking North American big game. Who's gonna go to Afghanistan? Freaking wear a turban and freaking swat flies with a bunch of Muslims. Come on, nobody cares about that, Jim.
Do it. Hey,
So it's back and forth.
gotta
and
do
so-
it for the gram.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, that's great.
I'm real uncomfortable if we can't.
Yeah, you
jostle
got to be
back
able to
and
give
forth.
each other shit. Otherwise, what's
Exactly.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
that
But I
is-
love and respect him. Same with
Yeah,
Cameron and all
for
these
sure.
guys.
For sure. I'd like to see you guys, and I don't know if you'd ever do it. Go on Rogan.
Dude,
think
I would
I'd
love
love to.
that.
Me too, I'd love it, too.
He's
I would love to.
I think it'd be a really cool interview, just because he's super. He's a deep thinker.
Yeah,
I'd like to
big
just
time.
see what kind of questions he'd whip
Yep.
at you guys.
I would love that. He did. By the way, the other day I just checked. we follow each other on Twitter, and Rogan hit me a private message, and there was that State of the Union that I did like when I was aggravated. It was after all that happened with Chris Brackett and Mr. Bill Busbus, who I like Busbus, but had made some mistakes, and I just kind of just went on I didn't count to 10, just
yeah. No, I thought that was
spit,
awesome.
went for it.
Well, I guess Joe saw it, and he said, "Dude, I really appreciate that. He said, I really love this," and he pasted that on the private message. And of course,
That's
I hit
awesome.
him back like, "Dude, man, we're all big fans," and mentioned Nick and T-Bone and all of us, and
that would
said
be
we'd
so
love to be
awesome.
on your show. And that's been 17 months ago. I heard back from him.
It was one day I was scrolling through and Instagram popped up, and I had the follow notification, and it was Joe Rogan with the little check mark that it was him. And I'm like, why is he following us,
dude?
Right.
I think
It's
he's
crazy.
really a student of the industry, and I think he passionately loves it. And
Yeah.
and
Well, the podcast game, he's probably like, I'll follow these idiots, see what they're up to.
And he loves hunting. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah,
about
for
it.
sure.
I watched his
For sure.
I watched his elk hunt that he did at Tejon Ranch the other day, and he made a 75-yard shot on a bull.
No, he
I mean,
seems about he's
it was awesome.
He's one of those guys that
serious
gets
about
like
being good at it.
obsessive and just like hones
Yeah.
in on it,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
It's easy to see why him and Cameron got to be buddies. 'Cause Cameron's that way.
You know how many hunters people that were non-hunters that he influenced to start hunting? I bet you it's just insane.
Probably a lot,
Just-
yeah.
It's
just
unbelievable.
insane.
And I think the more we could get, people like, that we got him, but the Blake Sheltons, Luke Bryans, and on and on and on. I mean, that really would just crank up the whole industry. That would be cool. That would be unreal.
Yeah.
I'd love
sure.
I'd love to do that podcast.
Yeah,
for sure.
I always think about that. I'm like, I'm surprised that you guys haven't been on there, but I think
I was trying
it'll
to.
happen.
I don't think I know Dudley's been on there, and Cameron, but I don't think many others. Ted Nugent.
I know he had
well,
Remy-
everybody but us has
Jim
been on there. Now that I
Shockey.
think about it.
He had Jim Shockey and Remy Warren,
Yeah.
Ranella, of course, and
Yeah.
So, but I just thought
I'd
about
love
that.
to do
It'd be cool to see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, he hadn't had any good hunters yet. Then
Well,
Well, you're headed in the right direction. You did ours, and now
always stay humble. Always stay humble. That's what we say.
I was going to tell y'all too. Like when we first started, I was sitting here. I got a little bit of a cold. I'm sitting here.
Sound like Rudolph.
I thought you had I can see you, but I still every time I turn my head, I think you got a clothespin on your nose.
Yeah, because I kept hearing something like, "What is that noise?" And because I got headphones on, it's my nose whistling.
I keep holding him say, "Here comes my mammal, snowman."
I haven't noticed it. I got my headset cranked up loud, so
Yeah.
just to
I
monitor.
have. He sound like Rudolph over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys. We actually should end it here because two of the sweetest things I ever did see just came in. That king cake and Michael Pitts just walked in.
Oh my!
We better.
Oh,
What a
my.
dude!
Oh, no.
What a dude!
Oh, no.
What do yo?
What's going on, Pitts?
What's sexier, the king cake or Pitts?
What it do, yo?
I don't know. I got to go find that baby. In the
Either
cake,
way,
though.
there's a baby at the end right there.
Well, thanks, fellas. I appreciate it, man.
Thank
Thank
y'all,
you,
man.
guys.
We enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Thank y'all very much.
Keep doing what y'all do, man.
Absolutely.
So, all right, everyone. Thanks for listening and watching. Go shoot your bow. We love you.
Heck yeah.